Rex. My screen is locked up. There it is. Hello, and welcome to Direct Mail Monday, April 9th, 2018. Steve Sipress here, and I'm calling today the Mailbag Grab Bag. I thought that was cute because I am just randomly diving into my mailbox for pieces that have arrived recently in the past, most of these in the past week or two, I think, and a couple just arrived today. Just went down and checked the mailbox. I said, honey, did you get the mail today? No. I'm about to record Direct Mail Monday. Let's see what came today. 2 pieces in the mailbox. These 2 things. That's it. I open up the mailbox, and I see 2 little things like this, and that's it. That's kind of like my whole point about Direct Mail Monday. Do you think that if you would have mailed me something, anything, to anything, your newsletter, your letter, your postcard, your anything, God forbid, an actual like envelope with stuff in it that was interesting or an interesting color or whatever, do you think it might have gotten my attention or anybody else? Like, mailboxes are empty, folks. Pay attention. Like, get the work out there, get the word out. It's still, even though mailboxes are emptier than ever, and therefore every piece you send, you get exponentially more attention and therefore more impact and make more money than ever. That doesn't mean that the price of mailing it went sky high 3, 4, 5 times. You're getting 3, 4, 5 times now the attention that you used to get back when everyone was using the mail, and yet it still costs a ridiculous amount, like 50 cents to mail something. So really no excuse for not getting on it. Okay, let's get to the mail today. Oh, first let's share the Rhino of the day, and it is this cute purple Rhino clock. There you go, and if I put it, it has no battery in it, see? I was like, gee. Happens to be at exactly noon. Well, that's probably what it came with, set on exactly noon. Well, not exactly, noon and 20 seconds. And I never put a battery into it. Maybe I ought to do that. I don't see why. It's not like, there's a clock on the calculator, there's a clock on the computer, there's a clock on my phone, there's a clock everywhere you go. I basically know what time it is because of where the sun is in the sky. Not really in need of another clock. And besides, I think I have about 10 Rhino clocks, so they're not all getting batteries, but they are getting attention as the Rhino of the day. Purple Rhino clock. Looks kind of blue, but it's purple, along with the yellow horn. 2 strange things I have not seen in the wild, a purple Rhino nor a Rhino with a yellow horn. Put that right there on the desk so I can see how much time I'm going on today's episode. Anyone catch that? Okay, let's dive right into it. I'm going from smallest to largest because that's how I have them stacked up here. So first one is this handwritten live stamp and a address, a personal seeming address, return address label, because it has no name, no business name on it. So it's a very personal looking thing, and because it's the size of an invitation or card, something like that, it looks so personal it gets attention. And I open it up, and in fact, it is personal because it's a thank you note. And this is a swift kick in the butt to me and a reminder that I interview people constantly. We have done well over 1,000 episodes on the Rhino Daily podcast. I've interviewed, countless guests, and really I should be doing a better job of communicating my thanks to them. This is a quick handwritten thank you note from Kevin Donlin, who I interviewed. Tough to read the handwriting unless you know who it is, because I interviewed Kevin Donlin on the Rhino Daily podcast, and he says, just a quick note to thank you for interviewing me on your podcast. We produce a lot of good content for your listeners, I think. Let's do it again soon. So that's what you do. It's one of the things you can do with direct mail that is more effective than doing it any other way other than in person, I guess, going knocking on somebody's door. But the handwritten thank you note does wonders. And there's an example from the great Kevin Donlin. Go to the Rhino Daily Podcast or rhinodaily.com/podcast and check out his episode. It was indeed fantastic content, which is what I care about for the listeners of the Rhino Daily Podcast. Speaking of which, I have my editor will strip out the audio from today's Facebook Live video and put that on the Rhino Daily Podcast as a podcast episode. So even if someone's in the car or can only get the audio, they won't have the visuals of the pieces of mail, but they'll be able to glean and listen to the money-making tips that I'm about to dispense So here we go, and William Day Donovsky is here. Thank you for joining. Next, just arrived moments ago, or I don't know when it arrived, but I just went and got it out of the mailbox moments ago. And I've talked about this before, the benefit, the necessity to clean your list. This is addressed from a jewelry store in Wisconsin to my beautiful wife, Michelle. Her parents still live in this town in Wisconsin. She must have taken some jewelry in there to be repaired or cleaned, or maybe she even bought something or whatever. But then again, my wife, who owns a lot of jewelry, see, it's not really up to her to buy the jewelry, but she'll clean it or repair it. And they, very smart, they put her on the mailing list, but not very smart that they're not cleaning the list to find that she's moved, and she's not likely, for whatever the offer is on this postcard, as good as it is, she's not likely to hop on a plane and fly over 1,000 miles to take advantage of it. So you might want to find, and it's right there. I mean, I blacked it out for privacy reasons, but that's our home address here in Arizona, right there on the card. Should be a telltale sign to the owner of a local retail store, a jewelry store in this case. Hey, I think we might want to take them off the list. About 7-10%, depending on where you are and what's going on in the economy and the world and whatever. About 7-10% of people are moving every year. We moved 2.5 years ago. Like, if they haven't cleaned their list for over 2.5 years, that's like 25% about of the list is probably no good. And so if their budget, and they say, we've got $5,000 to do this mailing, like, 1,250 of it, I gave myself a tough number there, but 1,250 of it is just money thrown out the window. Although it's not thrown out the window because it's got some educational value since it was sent to me, and I'm critiquing the proper or improper or well done or not well done use of direct mail. However, this is also typical of business owners, and you know who you are. You're right there. Jim is here as well. I'd say 90% of you, in my experience working with thousands of business owners, do not have any respect for advertising and marketing, do not understand how powerful it is and how it can change your life, and you don't hire the right consultants, you don't hire copywriters to write the copy, you just put out crap. And so here is somebody came up with some really good ideas, but they didn't get somebody who knows how to communicate them. So they put the headline out of, you're invited to experience sparkle and sophistication, yawn, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Like, if it wasn't me being a student of advertising and marketing to read the rest of this and see if after that crappy headline, at least is there anything else here that's decent? And I was shocked to find that there is. So why didn't they? Well, I know why. Because, again, they don't respect advertising marketing. They didn't get a copywriter or a consultant or anybody who knows what they're doing. All they did was come up with a good idea, and then it's completely wasted because they're not communicated and people just tossing this card. Look at this one, how easy. I mean, the copy almost writes itself for someone like me who knows how to write copy. And don't get any idea, I don't put myself out as a professional copywriter. So you're not hiring me to write your copy. I write a lot of copy for myself, for my clients, but I'm not a copywriter. I have clients and lots of associates that are copywriters. If you want one, send me a message. I'll put you in touch. But look at this. This is a good idea. The first line said, in tiny small print, by the way, you can barely read, but it says, tax-free event. Barnes Jewelers will pay tax on items purchased and paid in full that day. Now, you don't have to be a great copywriter to say, that's gold. What I could do with that is outstanding. Okay, so somebody got an idea from somewhere, maybe from me, like, this is a good idea, do a tax-free event. They're mailing it it received it April 9th. I assume that people in Wisconsin, where most of the people you would think would be receiving this, or who knows how long it's been since they cleaned up the list, could be a lot more than 25%, could be half their list or more is useless. But they might have received it last week, Friday or Saturday, with a week to go before tax day. Now, I'm a business owner, and corporations, we got to file in March, but for, red-blooded American consumers, April 15th is tax day. And so even for business owners, we've got to file a personal return by tax day. So it means a lot. It's on a lot of people's minds. It's a smart strategy, tactic to say, let's do a tax day themed promotion. And here is a great idea. We'll pay the sales tax on, it doesn't say sales, but it should, and we'll pay the tax on items purchased and paid in full that day. Like, That could save someone thousands of dollars, depending on how nice a piece of jewelry you buy, at least hundreds. Come on. So why not a headline, something talking about that? Something like, and again, copyright will not take 2 seconds, and off the top of his head, I mean, I got this out of the mailbox 10 minutes ago, will not take less than 10 minutes to come up with the headline, but I would say something like, how to not pay your taxes and still look like $1 million, something like that, or still feel like $1 million, or still look like a millionaire, or something like that. Something like, I would put a headline about the tax day event, and that would get my attention, like how to not pay your taxes. That's getting my attention. Now, then they tell you, we're not talking about your income taxes. We're talking about your sales taxes. You're not going to pay your sales tax. We are. We're going to pay it for you. It's what I call the middle letter of the WOW strategy, the O, the irresistible offer. But put in terms like this, where first of all, the headline is crap, so you're going to think whatever and throw it out, or it's so small you can't read it, whatever, that it's a lot more resistible. Again, I can even throw it out. But if you emphasize that, instead of just a picture of a lipstick or whatever that thing is, or gloves, you had some kind of photo about somebody being thrown in jail for not paying their taxes or something, or get out of jail free card for not paying your taxes. You won't go to jail, and you'll get a beautiful piece of jewelry. That's our Barnes Jewelers penalty for not paying your taxes this year is a beautiful piece of jewelry, something like that. Anyway, so good idea, poor execution. Next one is another decent offer, I guess. Purchase an engagement ring and receive 2 $50 gift cards to use towards each wedding band purchase. Okay, it's a little convoluted. Could have said $100 off. 12 months interest-free financing. Appointments are encouraged. Free gift just for showing up to your appointment. Again, why not tell people what the free gift is? What's so secretive about free gift? So that I'm thinking it could be a piece of crap, like something not worth it. Tell me that it's worth it if you believe it's worth it. If you believe that's a good free gift, and hopefully when you say free gift for showing up, you're giving something your target who, that's the first letter of the WOW strategy, the first letter W stands for the who, that your who would appreciate, well then tell them that. Free something just for showing up to the appointment. Free bottle of champagne. Free bottle of champagne just for showing up. You can go over to Costco and get a case of champagne for like $3 a bottle or something. Like, come on, people, get a clue. So that's about it for that piece. We'll move on. We'll go to where the rest of them are mailed out of state, way out of state, likely go. Next piece arrived is this piece from our bank. And just so happens, I was going to talk about this piece that arrived from our bank. Now, we have personal account, business account. Maybe these are personal and business, so we're getting two things. But I think this one came about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, maybe. So maybe, I guess, it's time for the next one. But let's see what they're sending here from our bank. And I can tell you almost, undoubtedly, almost every local bank and even most big banks, copywriting also, horrible. Strategy, horrible. This will be blah, me too, bland advertising, if you ask me. And so they say, time to reconnect, which is kind of crazy because I just spoke to this person on the phone Friday. So this had already been placed in the mail, but I talk to him, or I see him probably once a week, so I don't know. I think this is probably sent to consumers and not understanding should take me off the list because I do business banking, and business banking means I'm talking to the manager of the location fairly often. I need this, I need a letter of that, I need a thing of this, I needed something notarized, whatever it was. Oh, I know. I was talking to him about I got a call from a supplier with a mistaken charge, and I called him. They said, oh, they put it through twice. I called him. He was like, they didn't even put it through either time. We don't see it at all. I just remembered. That was Friday, and I said today I would check back with that vendor and see if they put 2 charges through. I will do that tomorrow. But, good idea, trying to reconnect, but not if you're talking to Colin all the time. Now that you've had some time over the past couple of months to get things set up and running, okay, we opened this account in the end of November. So past couple of months, we got things going, and now with a quick checkup, so I guess It's something about, we talk to them about something, and they put us on a list, which is smart. But again, you've got to clean the list. We shouldn't be getting something generic when it could be something much more specific, like on this, using variable printing, for instance. On such and such a date, you came to even use our name. I don't even think they used our name in the copy. No, because the card was in the envelope, and our name isn't on the card. No variable printing. Could say, hey, Steve and Michelle, and such a date, you came in and we spoke about X. I got some ideas for you about X. Give me a call. Stop in. Let's have a visit. This stuff works, folks, if you do it right. If you do direct mail wrong like that, and 90% of crap, then you say, but Steve, direct mail doesn't work. I tried it. You are correct. The way you did it, you could take years and lots of money to try and figure it out on your own, or you just get someone's help who knows what they're doing and start making money right away, or you just believe in your own little world that it doesn't work. All right, so now let's open this one. Oh, this time to grow. So we had time to reconnect, time to grow, same colors, same color scheme. I should stop throwing these out maybe until I'm done. So you see, same theme here, slightly different stock photo. Where's the camera? There it is. There we go. So very similar looking, time to grow, time to reconnect, time for something with these guys. And money needs time to grow, so start now. Now this is business. Well, part of it, I guess. I mean, right there, small business solutions. So yeah, maybe I was on the list for this one from business, that one from personal. But here they're talking about a home equity loan, mortgage, auto loan, credit card, blah, 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 blah. All right. Not by the way, not really a great motivator to action. Time to grow. Think of something better to put on the outside, or else again, if I wasn't doing videos like this and teaching clients and helping people do marketing, I wouldn't even open the thing. All right, next. This one intrigued me a little bit, but it's also kind of funny. This here's the front. So what does this one say? Use the sun to heat your pool. And then they got their name at the top. Whatever it is. Like, I care. Can't even pronounce it. Oh, there it is. Helio Call? I don't know. And I don't care. Why does anyone care? But news flash, no one cares about the name of your company. A lot of people can't pronounce the name of your company. They don't care. You're wasting this space up here. You could have put something that would get me to care and feel good about myself instead of feeling bad. Now, I almost feel embarrassed to call. Like, I don't know how to pronounce your name, or you've got my brain going like, how do you pronounce that? Ooh, not. Instead of going, wow, that's an incredible offer. I got to call. You messed me up with something I don't understand. Your name. I don't care what it is. I don't understand what it is. And then you've got a really milquetoast, weak, not irresistible offer here. Very resistible. Sale, $300 discount. With an asterisk, make it even worse. So it's nothing free. It's not. I have to buy something. So I have to buy something to get a benefit. Not good. I'm sure a pool, plenty of stuff you could free. Just go buy a few cases of chlorine treatment, or some rafts, and say free pool float or something. Get a clue. What person that owns a pool wouldn't want something, free toy to do with the pool? Free rubber ducky, free something, free, I don't know, not the pool guy. With a warm pool, you can swim year-round. True. A lot of people down here in Arizona, believe it or not, the winters, it actually gets down into the 30s at night in the winters, and people don't use the pool in the winter. However, in the summer, whole concept of, use the sun to heat your pool, like, no kidding. I mean, 90 degrees today in April, while the rest of the country is sitting there and it's 10 degrees back at, Chicago or whatever, where we moved from. Like, the sun is going to heat the pool whether you use it to or not. Like, so they're talking about in the winter, but they mail this out in the spring. So totally strange. I'm about to have the sun heat my pool for the next 9 months, and I already don't remember what it was like to need solar pool heating, and just kind of crazy. Also, they got multiple websites here for a bizarre reason. They do them all well with camel backing, the capital letters, so I can read them. Heliocal West, whatever that is, Sun Water Fun, Sun Splash Solar, like, but dude, pick one. What are you, just confusing the crap out of me? Or tell me why. Hey, if you want X, go here. If you're interested in Y, go here. If you're interested in Z, go here. Like, that's just strange. You're just trying to prove to me that you're such a great big company. You got 3 websites. Let me give you an idea about a great big company. Google, they got 1. Amazon, they got 1. Okay. Facebook, they got 1. They got 1 heap of trouble these days, but they got 1 website. So what's with all the websites, dude? Are you bigger than those? All right, and then lots of logos here. See how impressed I am? I'm going to call them because of all these logos. Not. Okay, next. Phil Brakefield is here. Thanks for being here, Phil. Thanks for the likes. I saw some things floating across the screen. How about this one? This one is interesting and fun. This is Zingerman's Spring Sale. Now, I never heard of this. This might have come because my beautiful wife Michelle might have had something to do with something called Zingerman's, a store or a catalog or something. But we're getting their spring catalog, and they got a spring sale. However, their targeting is a little off the mark. Again, this is why I'm saying maybe my beautiful wife Michelle bought something from them, in which case their targeting is excellent. But if we are just I don't know why they would randomly pick us when they say they have deep, delicious discounts, which is smart and clever wording for a food company to say deep, delicious discounts on meat, bread, and cheese. Now, I don't eat meat. I shouldn't eat bread. I don't eat cheese. So, dude, although chocolate I like and more. So if it wasn't for the chocolate and more, not interested. But then I did leaf through it just before the call, and I saw that the whole thing really is filled with bread. I mean, it's just pages and pages and pages of breads. Like bread. What kinds of bread? Pastry, bread, not my kind of thing. I do like the fact that they have good copy here, very personable copy. They're not having photographs. They're using drawings. I shared maybe last week or a couple of weeks ago the J. Peterman catalog, which is famous for having drawings of all their eclectic items and not photos of them. Gives that interesting feel, touch to it. So this is all, look at this one. This is a food coma gift box. Winter's warm wheat, which I'm guessing might be beer. A picture of beer. Some folks have a sweet tooth, but I prefer things savory, so when I need a little carb-inspired comfort, I reach for loaves like these. 3 of our most satisfying savory loaves. No, they're breads. So what's this got to do with beer? I don't know. Oh, this is a piece of bread, I think. Drinking a beer. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not their ideal customer. I'm not interested in bread and beer and cheese and meat and just about anything else that's in here. I mean, however, I'm interested in the copy. Here's a farmhouse loaf. Here's a steak lover's steak. Here's the king of cheese. Again, nothing I would buy from a catalog or a store. But I thought it's fun. It's interesting to the right who, as with everything, that's why it's the first letter of the WOW strategy. The most important thing is the target market. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. But you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, or I'm the wrong person to be wanting European classic breads. Just not my thing. But I do admire also they're wanting to include everyone with the holidays going on in the spring. This is on the back cover, Purim, which I know, since I'm Jewish, is a Jewish holiday. And then inside back cover is Easter eggs. So things to do for Easter. So they got Easter, they got Purim, they got covering those bases there. They got a Kentucky Derby thing here, although that doesn't happen for another month. Kentucky Bacon Derby, something, a hill of beans. You see, it's fun, interesting. They didn't just say, what is it? Corona beans? All right. They didn't just say Corona beans. Hill of beans. That's fun. Okay, so by all means, if you have a retail store, why would you not want to put your stuff in a catalog, put fun descriptions on it, send it out, and make more money? Just like the jewelry postcard we showed at the top of this broadcast. Like, my beautiful wife Michelle is still receiving postcards from a jewelry store over 1,000 miles away. If it was a catalog, she could buy something. But that postcard just says come in for the sale. Doesn't say go to the website even. Doesn't say, this is good if you move. This one is. It's got also pass around value. I could take this into work if I didn't work at home. working when I want, with whom I want, where I want, which I hope for every entrepreneur, and I help those who become my clients, I help them achieve that. But if I worked in an office, I could bring this in and say, hey, check this out, or I could just leave it on my desk, and people would say, that looks interesting, blah, blah, blah. I just saw, drinking chocolate. And I got a story here. 1,000 years before it caught on in Spain, drinking chocolate was all the rage in Mexico. So, to keep people interested with, that's what we call non-relevant content. This entire page is not selling anything. This page is just a big story about chocolate. It's getting me to say, I'm going to open this next season, next time it comes, because they always got these interesting, fun stories. So even if I'm not going to buy anything, I'm going to open it, and then lo and behold, if I am their target who, I'm going to go, oh, but look at New York's hot, sexy wonder. Chocolate, modern drinking chocolates with the chocolate spelled, I think, French or something, and modern and whatever, So, well done, but sent to the wrong target market. Last piece for today is also, I think maybe it's well done, and this is another good idea. This is the real estate market report for March. So this one we got a week or two ago. From Sonoran Lifestyle Real Estate, so local real estate agency, and it's probably about 16 pages full of market statistics, price per square foot, Fountain Hills, small town just outside of Scottsdale, Arizona, events going on in the area, and properties that are for sale, maintenance tips. It's like a newsletter going out, although the cover just says a market report instead of being very personal and could include, like a newspaper does or a magazine does, something on the cover to draw you in. But instead, their name and their logo, they're thinking, oh, everyone loves our name and our logo. That'll draw them in. Like, I don't give a crap about your name or your logo, and I can say that about 99% of businesses in the history of the world, including my own. Does anyone know the technical corporate name of my corporation? No, you don't know. You don't care. Doesn't matter at all. What matters is what can I do for you, not me, me, me. So they take the entire front page just to put their name and logo. That's above and beyond ineffectiveness, I'll just say. I was going to say stupidity, but since it's par for the course, I guess I'd be insulting every single business owner. That's just common. And I guess if it is a 16-page piece, then 1/16 of it has the name and logo at the top, and that's pretty common among ads, although usually name and logo takes out about the top quarter of a lot of ads small businesses run, which is totally a mistake. So you're seeing it there. And then this is done using everyday direct mail. Can we get the label without the setting sun reflecting on it? Let's see, where's the camera? There's the label, there's the camera. Ah, there it is. So you see, that's everyday direct mail. See there? EDDM at the end of whatever this ECRIS means. But everyday direct mail. That means you're sending it to everyone in a zip code, good or bad, whether they are renting like we are, home owning, living in a condo, living in a multi-million-dollar home, whatever it is, they're all getting it. So pick wisely when you do these things. But I recommend sending out a newsletter, mailing it out to people. But if it's the first time, this is the first time I remember getting this, if it's the first time they're receiving it, you might want to include what's called a lift note, a note along with it saying, hey, welcome to the area, or welcome to our mailing list, and we want to, this is March, so maybe it's monthly. Every month we want to come to you with what's happening in your area. And if you have an event that you know about, let us know. Here's the phone number. Stop in anytime. We're going to tell you about trends in the area and what's going on, and this and that. We're all from here. We love here. We want to help you out, blah, 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 whether you're buying, selling, renting, looking, this, that. But some kind of welcome to this. Otherwise, I'm like, why are we getting this? We can contact them that I know of. Like, we're not looking to buy, sell, or rent. I mean, we're renting. And I have 6 months to go, I think, on our lead. We're not looking to move. We're not looking around. I don't know how we got on this list, so you might want to let me know. Welcome. Otherwise, I'm just, again, like with an earlier piece, you got me all, I think it was the pool piece, you got me all confused with the first thing I'm seeing. And a confused mind does nothing, folks. Okay? So that's it for Direct Mail Monday. Now, I just recognized in that last statement that probably about half the things I just said have nothing to do or have everything to do with direct mail, and they also have to do with your advertising, your marketing, your communication in general for your business. That's why it's always good to be here on Direct Mail Monday. Sure, I'm using the direct mail to teach these strategies, tactics, concepts, and principles, but they don't only apply to mail. They apply to your business every single day and every single thing you do. So hopefully you'll be here every Monday on Direct Mail Monday, where I just use the mail as the vehicle for what I do every day, which is teach business concepts to business owners. That's what I love to do. Love business owners. Hate to see the frustration and the ineffectiveness and the failure of so many small businesses when it just doesn't have to be that way. You do some marketing, you do it correctly, total transformation, whole life changes. I've seen it happen. I've experienced it happen. It's amazing. I wish it on everybody. Thanks for being here on Direct Mail Monday. Phil is here. Donna is here. Phil says, you should go study Zingerman's, really great marketer from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yeah, I saw the return address, Michigan. I was looking at that going, how to get this, but I just did study their catalog a little bit, and I agree. Great marketing being done there, although a mistake in this case, again, unless my beautiful wife Michelle actually bought something from there, which would likely be a gift for someone else, because it's not likely she's buying lots of meats and cheeses and breads for this household, especially from a catalog, when we don't eat that stuff. But other than that, at major mistake they're making, although they got a lot of publicity here for it. So see that? If you make a mistake and have someone on your mailing list that is not ever going to buy from you, at least if that person does videos and says good things about you in their video, man, that could be like the biggest money maker out of all the catalogs they mailed. So there you go. And that's another lesson too. Put people on your list that are COI, centers of influence. So even if they are not prospects for you, they're not your who, they're not your target market, they might say something good about you, share you with their audience, and therefore that audience might be filled with lots of your ideal who. The lessons just keep coming, folks. Phil says, I think Nina Hirschberger, who is another client of mine, along with Phil, and I talk about her. She's another brilliant marketer, brilliant at direct mail. She's been doing it and mailed millions of pieces for decades. Phil says, I think Nina took her MM group to Zingerman's. I think MM might stand for Mastermind Group. Very cool. There you go. So you have a sharp marketer bringing people that she's teaching marketing to which is not classically a mastermind group. That's classically a coaching group. A mastermind group is more, you think of people that are at equal level. Like Nina would have lots of other really sharp marketers who would be all together in a mastermind group. They wouldn't really have to like go to a catalog company or something. But if it's a coaching group, that's a good move. She brought them to Zingerman's to help teach them effective coaching, just like I do here on Direct Mail Monday. Anyway, thanks for all that, Phil, and everybody else here. And thanks for anybody watching on the replay. Kathy is here. Kathy, great seeing you. It's been a long time. Kathy, you've spoken at an event that I hosted back in, what was it, June 2010, maybe? About 8 years ago, huh? Hope things are great. And love to reconnect, hear what you're up to, and give you any help and support I can. And that goes for everybody. And that's it for Direct Mail Monday. Thanks for being here today. I'll be back tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. That's the day every week that I pull something out of the many crazy and outrageously, amazingly ridiculous and entertaining things going on in the news these days, and I relate it to business and teach a business lesson based on something out of the news. And I don't know what that is yet because I've stayed completely away from the news all day. And in fact, just watched this morning on my recorder a recording of yesterday's last day of the golf tournament. That was kind of fun and interesting. But I have stayed totally away from the news, but I will check it out tomorrow and be back on Topical Tuesday. I'll share a business lesson based on something that's going on. That's it for Direct Mail Monday. Thanks, everyone, for being here, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Got a strange message when I clicked end. It asked me a question. Do you want to end this video? I'm pretty sure that's why I clicked on end. But thanks for asking, Mark Zuckerberg. You are really on the ball these days. I think everything you do is just turning to gold.